In today's video, we're going to talk about how can you get your hands on a business credit card, even if you technically don't have a business yet. But let's be real, if you're planning to buy stuff on eBay to resell or planning to start a dropshipping biz, you're already a business owner in my book. The IRS defines a business as any activity carried on for the production of income from selling goods or performing services. And if you're just driving Uber on the weekends, you're basically the CEO of your own ride-sharing empire. Here's the thing. The definition of business is pretty loose, and all you really need is the intent to make some cash. So if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, that's a business. And if you're wondering what kind of expenses that you can put on that business credit card, think about all the gear that you need to get started. A camera, a microphone, lights, decorations, even a studio if you're feeling fancy. But why would you want a business credit card in the first place? Well, first of all, it makes money management a breeze. You can keep your business expenses separate and organized, and when tax season rolls around, all your deductions will be in one place. Plus, most business credit cards won't affect your personal credit score, which is great news for all of those credit card churners out there. Just be aware that some cards from Capital One and Discover will report your activity to the credit bureaus, so you may want to steer clear from those. And let's not forget about the bonuses and perks. Business credit cards come with all kinds of sweet deals like cashback on gas, dining, office supplies, and more. So even if you don't save on groceries, you'll still be raking in the rewards. But before we dive into the steps, I recommend getting a business account first, since this will legitimize your business and can open up your doors to more business credit cards. So this brings me to today's video sponsor, North1. If you are a small business owner, you know that managing your finances can be a headache. With North1, it doesn't have to be. North1 is an online banking platform that makes it simple to keep your finances in order. North1 integrates with popular platforms like QuickBooks, Stripe, PayPal, and Shopify to make it even easier for you to manage your finances. Opening a North1 business account only takes a few minutes and comes both with a physical and virtual card for all your business needs. One of the standout features of North1 is their automatic budgeting tool called Envelopes. This allows you to set aside funds for expenses such as taxes, payroll, rent, and subscriptions. What's more, North1 is much more affordable than traditional banks, saving their customers an average of $180 per month through features like free ACH transfers and no overdraft fees. Their pricing is simple and transparent with a flat monthly fee of $10 and no hidden charges. As a new tax year is beginning, now is a great time to get your business account set up. Start with North1 today and receive a $10 credit when you open and fund a North1 account using the link down in the description. So now let's talk about what you need to apply. First things first, to get a business credit card, you will need a business. You're probably like, what the F? I was hoping to get a credit card without one. Trust me when I say this, it is not that difficult to start a business. It can just be an idea. If you plan to do underwater basket weaving, that can be a business. Don't overcomplicate this part. Now, this does not have to be anything fancy. You don't need to start your own corporation or an LLC. You can just use your legal name as the business. But if you are planning to start a different business entity with a business name, I'm pretty sure you could find ways to do that online. But for the simplicity of this video, I'll just use your name. Next, you will need to have some sort of identification to apply for a business card. So as a sole business owner, it is perfectly fine to use your own social security number or ITIN for tax identification. If you have an EIN number, that's great because I would rather use that than my social if you have one. A EIN is just an identification number for federal tax purposes. It's pretty simple to get and it's free. You just need to Google EIN IRS and you can find the registration page. Most lenders will also need to know your social too, even if you have an EIN. Next will be the business type or nature of the business. You may see this on business credit card applications because they will ask you what is the structure of your business, like if it is a sole proprietorship, LLC, or a corporation. As mentioned earlier, you can just put down that you're a sole proprietor, essentially just using your name and social. So the nature of your business is next. Most lenders want to know what kind of business you have or is planning to start. They will usually list a bunch of industries, so if nothing fits, try to find something that's close to what you're thinking about doing. But there will be certain industries that will be deemed as high risk. These are typically financial type companies, but if you're planning to sell things or consult, that's perfectly fine. Another common question credit card companies will ask is your role in the business. Since you have a small startup or side hustle, go ahead and say that you're the owner unless you have partners. Next will be the number of employees. This is pretty self-explanatory, so if you're working alone and if you just own a solo startup or side hustle, it could just be one such as yourself. Another thing that they will ask you will be business contact info. You don't need to have a dedicated office or business mailing address to open up a business credit card, so this can just be your home address. They will mostly ask you for your business phone number as well, so this can just be your cell or home phone number. Another question that they will ask you is how long have you been in the business? The majority of you guys or gals will probably just be in startup mode, so there's no need to lie, you just put down 0. The next key question that they will ask will be annual revenue. This is where most people get nervous. It's okay to have no revenue. When I first opened my Chase business card, I haven't started making money yet, so you can just put down your projected income. This is where you can be a little bit more optimistic. So if you are thinking about a coaching business, you can put down any number that you think is reasonable. It could be $10,000 or even $100,000. Just put down a rough estimate. Now, depending on which bank that you get your card from, they may ask you how much money that you are expected to spend every single month. Not all banks will ask for this information, so you can just give an estimate of how much you think you will spend. So this doesn't have to be an exact number, it can just be an estimate. So if it's $1,000 or $5,000, just put that down. This can be an important number that determines your credit limit. So I would estimate on the higher side of what you expect to spend. One thing that I almost forgot to cover was your personal income. Some lenders will sometimes ask, what is your personal income? This will further help them to determine your credit limit. Let's just say that you make $60,000 a year and you say that you are expected to spend $5,000 a month. Now, $5,000 a month for 12 months, that's $60,000. So it's very unlikely that you're gonna be spending all of your income on your business. That's just something to consider when you are applying. So those are the basics of what lenders will ask during an application, but here are some notes that you need to consider when applying. The majority of lenders will pull your credit. So ideally, you want to have the highest credit score possible. Anything higher than a 680 is ideal. There are credit cards that don't factor your personal credit, but these will rely on your business more than anything else. Since this video is for those who are looking to get into business credit cards, those are probably not an option. So since you now have a basic understanding of how to get a business credit card, here are a few recommendations for your first card. All the links are down in the description. They are referral links, so your support is much appreciated, but always make sure to look around to make sure that you are getting the best bonus and welcome offers. The first one will be the Chase Business Inc. Cash Credit Card. If you are thinking about getting a business credit card, this will be the credit card to get first. The main reason why is that this one offers a pretty hefty bonus of $900 after spending $6,000 within the first 3 months. This will come in the form of points, so it does give you some flexibility of how to use that bonus. So to stretch your points even more is by transferring to the transfer partners. Like if you had any of the Chase travel cards, like the Chase Sapphire Preferred. So let's go over some of the perks with this card. This includes 5% back on the first $25,000 spent on office supply stores, internet, cable, and phone. You also get 2% back on the first $25,000 spent on gas stations and restaurants, and 1% on everything else. The next card I will recommend will be the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited Credit Card. This card is almost identical to the Business Inc. Cash Card, so the main difference with this card is that instead of having categories for your cash back, you just earn 1.5% back on all the purchase with no cap. It also has the same bonus as the Inc. Cash right now. Both of these cards have no annual fees, so you can't keep them forever. One thing that I must say about these two is that you can get both of them and you can get more than one. So for instance, you can have one for your business EIN and one with your social security number. One thing I have to add is that this will apply to the Chase 524 rule, meaning that if you have opened up 5 or more personal credit cards within the past 24 months, you will get denied for this card. But the good thing about this card is that if you do get approved, this will not count towards your 524. The next cards that I recommend would be the MX Blue Business Cash or Plus cards. These two are basically identical, but the major difference is how they earn rewards. The cash card is 2% cash back up to $50K, and the plus is 2x points up to $50K spend. Currently with the cash card, you can get a welcome offer of $500 cash back as statement credit. But there is a catch. You will get $250 for the first $5K spend within the first 6 months, and you get the other half after $10K spend in the first year. As for the Plus, you can earn 15,000 points after spending $3,000 within the first 3 months. With both of these cards, there's also an intro offer of 0% APR for 12 months. The best part about that is that since this is a business credit card, it does not show up on your personal. So your personal credit is not affected by the utilization. As you guys can see, applying for a business credit card is not all that difficult as long as you are intending to start a business and you want to earn some sort of profit from it. There are plenty of good credit cards out there for new businesses, so you don't have to take my recommendations, but those are the ones that I do prefer to start with since they have no annual fee and the reward system is fairly simple and they offer a great sign-on bonus. Once you open up a business credit card for a certain amount of time, you start building business credit, which in turn will help you getting better business credit cards that offer way better perks or sign-on bonuses. Just remember that these are still credit cards, and once you use it, you still gotta use this card responsibly, just like any other card. If you wanna learn more about business credit, come hang out with me some more at these videos over here.